Ladies and gents, welcome to episode 1 of training for my first sub 3 hour marathon. I am very excited for this training block. As of today, we are exactly 110 days away from October 12th, which is when race day is. So my goal for this year, as I mentioned, is to go sub 3. Last year, I ran my first ever marathon and I did 3 hours and 24 minutes. It was a very rough training block. I only hired a coach like a month before the race itself. I dealt with some injuries and still got 3 hours and 24 minutes, which I'm pretty proud of for not being a runner, not having a running background. But this year I wanted to turn it up a notch and go for sub 3. So I have 16 weeks left here in this training block. The very first week, we're starting out here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. I'm out here in Portland, Oregon. I just wanted to change up the vibe. I was kind of getting into a routine in Florida and I wanted to just come out here, reconnect with some old friends, enjoy the weather out here. If you guys know anything about the Pacific Northwest in general, like during the summer, the weather is absolutely elite. It's absolutely incredible. The food out here is amazing. The coffee out here is amazing. There's some really great people. So anyways, I just wanted to come out here for the first week of training, just reconnect with some friends, still do a lot of work, and then obviously kick off this first week of the marathon and training block itself. Now, there's a lot of things that we did over the past week. We did some hiking, we did some dinners, we hung out with a lot of friends. I still worked a lot too. There's a lot of things that I didn't film too, so if there's not a lot of footage here in this video, that's why I did want to just kind of be a lot more present with people around me. And again, when you're just catching up on life and all that kind of stuff, I'm not going to pull out a camera continuously, but it's been an incredible week so far. I love the vibes out here in Portland, but I also want to talk about what the game plan is right now for the marathon itself. These first 2 weeks, the main goal is just base building. So it's 14 days of consecutive running. It's not going to be too slow. It's not going to be too fast. Some of these runs are just 30 minutes long. Some of them are a little bit longer, like 60 minutes, 80 minutes, 90 minutes, but just trying to get my body prepared for a very intense training block, especially once I get back to Florida. Running conditions are not going to be ideal. It's going to be very hot. It's going to be very humid. For this entire training block, as I mentioned, I'm working with a coach. It's going to be the same coach, Travis Lucas, or TJ. He's one of the most badass runners and very knowledgeable when it comes to the sport of running itself. He helped me out again a month prior to my first marathon last year, and then also for my Gasparilla half marathon where I PR'd in both of those races. Big reason as to why I actually PR'd and hit the goals that I did was because I was working with Travis. So I want to bring him along this journey and have him help me out over these next 16 weeks here that are remaining, and the goal is again to go for sub 3 in Chicago. So very excited for that. We're going to be documenting the entire process. As I mentioned, we're going to bring you guys along the journey. There's going to be a lot of highs, some lows, hopefully less lows. Again, going through this process a couple of times already, I know that the marathon training block is not an easy thing, especially if you're going for sub 3. So, and I just will be a lot more informative too about what my strategies are, what things I'm learning along the entire process too, because you can't really wing it. Last marathon, I kind of winged it and I pulled it off. But if we're trying to play some bigger games here and go for a sub 3, potentially a Boston qualify, then you have to take it a lot more serious. And that's one thing I'll mention right away too, is I need to be in this next training block, I need to be much more intentional with my recovery, with my mobility, things like that, because last training block that I did for the marathon in 2024, I did not take it seriously, and that's what caused me to actually get injured as well. So that's the first thing that is already on the top of my mind, is like, as the mileage begins to ramp up, as the workouts get harder and harder, as the intensity continues to go up, I need to take my recovery, my mobility as seriously as I do my workouts as well. So anyways, welcome to episode 1. Hope you guys have enjoyed it so far. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do that. But with that being said, we'll see you guys in episode 2.